for a cookout.
Whoa. We don't need that loud, do we?
He cooked
What did he make you?
chicken for me. He cooked ribs and took some to his mom and his two aunts here and some
Aw.
sides. I was like, that was nice of him.
Aw, that was thoughtful, all on his own.
So he visited the old ladies without me because I was still with my sisters. So he went to his mom's and then her two
Wait,
sisters.
what did you do with your sisters?
We were just together.
Are you still getting together tomorrow?
Yeah, we're with my dad tomorrow. Yesterday was just us.
Just where did you at your sister's house? No. What did you guys do?
Absolutely just talk, screwing around.
Oh, just the three of you?
Just the three of us. No kids. Shocker. It was just the three of us
Aw.
watching TV and talking and just being silly. Because we don't do it. You know, it's been hard for us to get together now. Two of us have had both sets of shots. The one that works at home, the one whose house we were at, she doesn't go anywhere. So she's only exposed to us.
Oh yeah.
So we're in the house, but we're in the front of the house, but we're separate from each other.
Yeah. Does she go out at all?
She Instacarts her food.
Wow. She doesn't.
She was out maybe 2 weeks ago. She had like mammogram, dentist, and something else. Like, so she did it all on the same day. Yeah, she doesn't go anywhere.
Is she too young to get the vaccination?
49. So
Can she sign up on anything though?
she signed up on stuff.
Oh, okay.
Right at 8 Meyer through her doctor's office, the whole kit and caboodle. But now it's changed to what is it? Anybody over 16, but you have to have availability. So,
Well, at least she's out there trying, you know. So it'll
but
pop
she's
up.
not really pressed about it. So I'm not working. So I mean, I'm not working. I'm not going out. So
Yeah. So is she home alone? Does she
Mhm.
have it so her kids aren't
she
there?
she has a 29-year-old,
That's the boy, the big boy.
the big boy, the big boy. I
He's
still see him as a baby.
you can't help it, can you? And you probably still treat him like, you know, like,
I do, and it looks crazy because he's a 1.5 feet taller than me, and so I'm like, he's like, TT, really?
is he around?
Yeah, he's in Lincoln Park.
And that's who your niece is close to him. Aw.
Yeah,
God, aren't you lucky that you're able to do that with your sisters yesterday? Aw.
we were just being.
What'd
were
you
just
say?
being silly.
Finally, God, I guess I gotta go home to my husband.
I did because he called and he says, "Where are you?" I'm like, "On the couch." Well, I'm gonna go ahead and deliver this food before it gets too late. Okay. Give
You
him,
do
give
your
him hugs
thing.
and kisses for me.
Did you guys have lunch or anything together? You
Literally just screwing around. Coffee and she had what? They were eating cookies or something, but I was just happy to be with them.
Aw.
Because we used to try to get together at least once every other week or so, but our schedules are different. And we don't live far apart, but it's still
And you miss that. Yeah, if you're used to it.
because the one works overnight. She works like 8 to 5 or something weird like
And
that.
she watches you and you're like, why isn't she in bed?
Mhm. That's whose house we were at, but she's in Taylor. There's one in Livonia, and then there's me, and so it's like,
It's the distances are about even, aren't they?
yeah. And then Dad in Redford, so it's kind of
Where will you guys go tomorrow? Will you go to your dad?
back to Taylor.
Do you have to make food?
She's cooking. I didn't ask her what she's cooking. And she's a baker, so she's baking something for him. I don't know what.
She's doing everything?
Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes it's easier to do that instead of ask people to bring the salad or bring fruit, or it's easier just to do it.
Right.
Hmm.
He's funny though. I just want to see everybody at the same time because he's seen us individually, but I don't think that we've all been together.
In a long time.
Holy smokes. That can't be right.
Like what?
May.
No
That can't be right.
Christmas?
COVID numbers were still high.
May?
Is that right?
Well, you guys are really in need of being together as a
Like he's
family.
been with two of us at a time, but not all of us together. We all were here
Aw.
for his birthday and he turned 70 in May. That can't be.
Holy cow.
That can't be.
Maybe
right.
it just doesn't seem like it because you've been with your sisters and your dad, but not together. Wow, that's a long
Wait a
time.
minute. Are microphones on?
My microphone isn't on. Is yours
Oh,
on?
good. No, it's not. But I'm like, we're just sitting here chit chatting. Were you able to get a hold of your client? Sir, were you able to get a hold of
Oh,
your client?
I said no. I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
me.
No.
I
And there's nobody in
apologize.
our-
Must have seemed really rude to you.
No, I was like, maybe I didn't say it out loud. And there's nobody in our digital waiting room, and we've been on for 45 minutes now.
Understood.
You want me to get the prosecutor?
Would you please?
Yeah, she's coming in. I already told her.
Okay.
She wants to just come ask for a KPS.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, he's 70, and he won't stay home. He's driving us crazy.
Well, he's been.
But he's had his shots, and now he's like, I've had my shots. I'm like, but you were there for at home. You are driving us insane. You don't need a haircut and a cupcake that bad, but okay. How do you chastise me just like this? Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Did you get your hair cut? Your bangs or something?
Yes, probably since the last
Yeah.
time. I, as Mr. Kearney knows, I have a propensity of changing my hair quite frequently.
I don't remember Fred's rules on this.
Maybe that will
He's
help.
not on Zoom, right?
No. Actually, it's not.
This
This
is
is
211572.
I don't remember how we're supposed to do this. 201572 FY, State of Michigan versus Dejan Eric Gregory Halliburton. This matter is scheduled for the continuation of a preliminary examination that we started back on March 15, 2021. Your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Darian Fortier on behalf of the people, P83359.
And good morning, Judge Blaise Kearney from the Neighborhood Defender Services, Detroit, P3960 on behalf of Mr. Halliburton, who is not present.
Judge, at this time, the people will move for a KPS.
Judge, I'd object to a KPS for two reasons. The first is that, just to put this on the record, per Judge Oakley about 20 minutes ago, that the State Court Administrator's Office informed the courts that all courts are back in phase one of the reopening plan, which means that live preliminary examinations ought not be held. If Mr. Halliburton were in fact here, I think it would be an open question of whether or not he should come into the court, and it would whether or not be appropriate under the administrative order to even conduct a preliminary examination under these circumstances. So I think that if the court were to issue a KPS, what would happen is we would be going, sending someone to Mr. Halliburton's house to arrest him, to bring him to jail in a situation in which there's active COVID spread in the community, and for what purpose we wouldn't be able to hold a preliminary examination. The second reason that I would object to the issuance of a KPS is that, I've made some efforts to reach out to Mr. Halliburton this morning. I've got my calls have gone directly to voicemail. That's unusual for my contact with Mr. Halliburton. I don't know if something has happened that may involuntarily cause him to not be here. The other element is when we were at the last preliminary examination, when we adjourned the case, we didn't give Mr. Halliburton a date. He wasn't given, we didn't set a date at that time. Rather, because we appointed the complainant a lawyer to discuss her Fifth Amendment issues with her, Ms. Fortier said, well, we'll reach out after they consult and sort this all out. So given that April 5th was picked as a date, after that, I don't know if the court can make the sufficient notice finding that Mr. Halliburton had notice to show up today on time.
Judge, if I may respond just briefly.
I'm sorry, were you finished?
I am done, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
May I respond briefly to
Yes,
the-
ma'am.
Thank you. Judge, I would note, one, based on the argument about not having in-person exams, since we just found out 20 minutes ago, I have a hard time imagining that a citizen that is not a part of the legal community would know that beforehand. I think there is a court order for him to appear today before any of those things happened, and he's still not here. If there was some sort of issue in which he became unavailable to come today, I think somebody should have been notified, whether that be Mr. Kearney or the court. I would note that even though Mr. Halliburton was not given a date at the last court date, we did pick a date, and I believe there was sufficient time for Mr. Halliburton to become aware of that date. My complaining witness would have not gotten a date either and would have found out the date the same day that Mr. Kearney and I did, and my complaining witness managed to be here, so I think that a capias is appropriate.
Two brief responses, literally one sentence. Number one, the complainant in the hallway said that she checked the court system and that the information about being in phase 1's public information. She only came down because she was given a subpoena. So that sort of response. The second part, she was actually given notice of a court order to appear that can be established on the record for the need for her to appear. So I think that makes her principally different than Mr. Halliburton.
Any response to those?
No, Judge, I think I made my argument at this point.
I'll say these things. I didn't know that we were back in phase 1. I had suspicions that it was coming based on what the news reported this morning, but until Mr. Kearney advised me of it within the last 20 minutes, I wasn't aware. I called the court's administrator. She was advised at 8:59 that we were back in phase 1. So given that Mr. Halliburton was supposed to be here at 9 o'clock, I cannot believe that that's the reason why he's not here. Additionally, I had our felony criminal clerk scheduled to continue preliminary examination because my secretary was not here. Her notes indicate that she mailed notice to the attorneys of record as well as a notice to appear to the defendant at the address that we have on file with the court. Third, I logged onto the Zoom account that's specific to this courtroom at 8:45. There's been no one in the court's waiting room. So if Mr. Halliburton wasn't coming because he was aware somehow that we were back in phase 1, I'd expect him to at least be in the court Zoom waiting room. For those reasons, I believe that Mr. Halliburton received adequate notice to appear this morning. He has failed to appear for reasons that are unknown and unclear to the court. For that reason, I'll grant the plaintiff's motion, the prosecutor's motion for capias. Bench warrant will issue in this matter 5,010%. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, Judge, nothing further on behalf of the people.
Anything else on behalf of the defendant?
Could I have the address to which the notice was made?
29446 Thomas Circle, Inkster 48141.
Thank you, Judge. Nothing else.
We're all set. Thank you for coming in this morning. We are off the record. Thank you, Mary Ann.
Any, I suppose probably not, since we just got all this information, any